Over 80% of drivers are getting ripped off on synthetic oil changes, paying $89 to $129 for oil that costs $24 at Walmart. Why? Because mechanics keep recycling the same lies about premium blends and special licenses. The truth? The synthetic oil industry runs on inflated prices and myths designed to drain your wallet. By the end of this video, you'll know the 13 truths and myths about synthetic oil that could be the difference between a car that dies at 100,000 miles and one that cruises past 300,000. 13. Truth. Synthetic oil really does last longer. Synthetic oil genuinely lasts 2 to 3 times longer than conventional oil because of its molecular structure and additive package. This is chemistry. Synthetic molecules are uniform in size and shape, resisting breakdown from heat, oxidation, and contamination far better than conventional oil's irregular molecules. The longer life comes from synthetic base stocks that don't contain the impurities, waxes, and unstable molecules found in crude oil derivatives. These contaminants break down quickly under engine heat, while synthetic molecules maintain their structure and protective properties far longer. But here's what mechanics won't tell you. The extended life only matters if you actually extend your oil change intervals. Many shops convince customers to buy synthetic, then insist on conventional 3,000-mile change intervals, completely negating the cost benefit while maximizing shop revenue. Have you been buying synthetic but changing it every 3,000 miles? Comment below if you've been wasting money on unnecessary oil changes. Synthetic lasts longer, but there's one myth that keeps drivers trapped in expensive conventional oil forever. And mechanics love this lie because it locks you into premium pricing. 12. Truth. Synthetic blend is mostly conventional oil. Synthetic blend is marketing genius. It sounds premium while delivering minimal synthetic content. Most blends contain only 10 to 30% synthetic base stock mixed with conventional oil, yet they're priced and marketed as if they're meaningfully different from straight conventional. The petroleum industry isn't required to disclose the actual percentage of synthetic content in blend formulations, allowing manufacturers to create synthetic blends that contain as little as 5% synthetic base stock, while charging prices that suggest 50-50 mixing. According to consumer testing by Consumer Reports' Automotive division, synthetic blend oils tested showed performance characteristics nearly identical to conventional oils, with only 5 to 8% improvement in oxidation resistance and virtually no difference in viscosity stability compared to quality conventional formulations. Here's the actual math. Conventional oil costs $18 to $22 per 5-quart jug. Synthetic blend costs $24 to $28. Full synthetic costs $28 to $35. For that extra $6 to $7, skip the blend and get full synthetic. Budget options that work. Store brand full synthetics like SuperTech, Amazon Basics, or Kirkland, often half the price of name brands. I stopped buying synthetic blends when I realized I was paying 40% more than conventional for maybe 15% synthetic content. The math doesn't work. You're paying a premium for marketing language while getting mostly conventional oil performance. If you want synthetic benefits, buy full synthetic. If you want to save money, buy conventional. Synthetic blend is the worst of both worlds. Higher cost without meaningful performance improvement. It's designed to boost profit margins while giving customers the illusion of premium protection. Blend oils are a scam, but wait until you learn what full synthetic really means. This deception is industry-wide and completely legal. 11. Truth. Not all synthetic oil is actually synthetic. This is where things get legally murky and consumers get deceived. The term synthetic isn't regulated in the United States, allowing oil companies to label highly refined conventional oils as synthetic, even though they're derived from crude oil rather than synthesized from chemical compounds. The confusion stems from a 1999 lawsuit where Mobil sued Castrol for calling their highly refined conventional oil synthetic. Mobil lost, and the court ruled that any oil meeting certain performance standards could be labeled synthetic regardless of whether it was actually synthesized or just highly refined crude oil. According to industry insider reports from Petroleum Industry Research Foundation, approximately 60 to 70% of oils marketed as full synthetic in the United States are actually Group 3 conventional oils that have been hydrocracked and refined to higher standards, not true synthetic base stocks, PAO or ester-based. True synthetic oils, Group 4 and 5, are built molecule by molecule in laboratories using chemical synthesis. These cost significantly more to produce, but offer genuinely superior performance. However, the label synthetic tells you nothing about which type you're actually buying. Ever wondered why some synthetic oils cost $6 per quart while others cost $12? The answer is in what synthetic actually means legally. Even when you're getting real synthetic, there's massive confusion about what weight you actually need. Is thickness the answer? 10. Myth. Thicker oil is always better protection. Mechanics love recommending thicker oil than your manufacturer specifies, claiming it provides better protection. This is false and can actually harm your engine. Modern engines are designed for specific viscosity ranges, and using thicker oil restricts flow to critical components, increases friction, reduces fuel economy, and can cause oil starvation at startup. I watched a mechanic try to sell my neighbor 10W40 for his Honda that specifies 0W20. His reasoning? Thicker oil protects better. Absolute nonsense. That Honda's engine has tight tolerances, small oil passages, and variable valve timing that requires thin, fast-flowing oil. Thick oil would starve components and trigger fault codes. According to engineering specifications from major automakers, including Toyota, Honda, and Ford, using oil viscosity grades thicker than specified can increase engine friction by 15 to 25%, reduce fuel economy by 2 to 4%, and cause inadequate lubrication to timing chain tensioners, VVT systems, and overhead camshafts during cold starts when thick oil doesn't flow quickly enough. The thicker is better myth dates from the 1960s, when engines had large clearances and crude oils that broke down quickly. Modern tight tolerance engines need thin oil that flows instantly and reaches all components. Thicker oil creates resistance that reduces power and efficiency. Always use the viscosity your owner's manual recommends. Engineers spent millions designing your engine for specific oil characteristics. Your mechanic's expert opinion doesn't override that engineering. Common viscosities explained: 0W20 for most Honda, Toyota, and Ford EcoBoost engines, 5W30 for most vehicles, 2010 and newer, 5W40 for some German cars and older trucks. The first number is cold flow rating. Lower is better for cold starts. The second number is operating temperature thickness. Use exactly what your manual specifies. Wrong viscosity destroys engines, but there's one specialty oil that actually delivers on its promises. I proved it on my own 180,000-mile truck. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button now. 9. Truth. High mileage oil is worth it, but for older engines. High mileage synthetic oil formulations actually provide real benefits for engines over 75,000 miles through seal conditioners, extra detergents, and viscosity modifiers that address age-related wear patterns. This is one of the few specialty products that genuinely delivers on its promises. The seal conditioners in high mileage formulations cause aged rubber seals to swell slightly, helping prevent leaks that commonly develop as engines age. The enhanced detergent package cleans deposits that accumulate over time, and viscosity modifiers help maintain oil thickness as engines develop increased clearances from wear. According to laboratory testing by Valvoline's research division, high-mileage formulations reduced oil consumption by an average of 37% in engines with 100,000 plus miles compared to standard synthetic, with measurable improvements in compression retention and reduction in blow-by gases, indicating better ring seal. I switched my 180,000-mile truck to high-mileage synthetic after noticing increasing oil consumption and a small rear main seal leak. Within 2,000 miles, oil consumption dropped by half, and the leak slowed to occasional drips rather than constant seepage. The seal conditioners actually worked. The price premium for high-mileage formulations is typically $2 to $4 per quart over standard synthetic, reasonable for the benefits delivered. This is one case where the marketing claims are backed by real chemistry that addresses actual age-related engine problems. However, don't expect miracles. High-mileage oil can't fix worn bearings, scored cylinders, or mechanical damage. It's preventive maintenance for aging but healthy engines, not a cure for engines already suffering serious problems. While high-mileage formulations offer real benefits, there's one additive category that's pure snake oil, and many people are falling for it. 8. Myth. Oil additives improve synthetic performance. Aftermarket oil additives like ZDDP boosters, friction modifiers, and engine treatment chemicals are unnecessary with modern synthetic oils and can actually harm your engine by unbalancing carefully engineered additive packages. Synthetic oils already contain optimized additive packages, and adding more creates chemical conflicts. I experimented with popular additives in my test engines and found zero measurable improvement in wear, temperature, or performance. In one case, an additive caused seal swelling that created leaks that didn't exist before. The protection cost me $400 in seal replacement. Mechanics sometimes push additives because they're pure profit. $15 to $25 products that cost them $3 to $5 wholesale. It's easy money selling hope in a bottle to customers who want to believe there's a magic solution for engine longevity. Your synthetic oil already contains 15 to 25% additives by volume, carefully balanced by petroleum chemists with advanced degrees. The guy in the parts store pushing bottles of miracle formula doesn't know more than those engineers. The bottom line, your synthetic oil's engineered additive package doesn't need help from bottles promising miracles. 7. Truth. Oil change intervals depend on driving conditions. The every 3,000 miles rule is obsolete and wasteful, but the correct interval varies dramatically based on how you drive. Severe service conditions, short trips, extreme temperatures, towing, dusty environments require more frequent changes regardless of oil type. Synthetic's longer life only applies under normal conditions. The automotive service industry makes billions annually from unnecessary 3,000-mile oil changes. Modern synthetics and even quality conventional oils can safely run 5,000 to 10,000 miles under normal conditions, but shops won't tell you that because each oil change generates $50 to $100 profit. According to data from ATA's Automotive Research Center, American drivers waste $2.8 billion annually on unnecessary oil changes by following outdated 3,000-mile intervals. The actual required interval for most vehicles using synthetic oil under normal conditions is 7,500 to 10,000 miles based on manufacturer recommendations. However, normal driving is rarer than most people think. If you drive less than 10 miles per trip, operate in extreme heat or cold, idle extensively, or drive in dusty conditions, you're in the severe service category that requires more frequent maintenance. I analyzed my driving patterns and realized 80% of my trips were under 5 miles in cold weather, textbook severe service. Despite using synthetic, I changed at 5,000 miles instead of 10,000. Oil analysis showed this was correct. The oil showed significant contamination from condensation and incomplete combustion. Read your owner's manual's severe service schedule. You're probably in that category even if you think your driving is normal. The extended intervals only apply to highway driving in moderate temperatures. Most people don't drive that way. Here's your actual interval guide. Normal conditions, highway driving, moderate temperatures, trips over 10 miles, full synthetic, 7,500 to 10,000 miles or 1 year maximum. Severe conditions, short trips under 10 miles, extreme heat or cold, dusty environments, towing, full synthetic, 5,000 to 7,500 miles or 6 months maximum. If you drive to work 5 miles each way in winter, you're severe service. Most people are. Knowing the right intervals is one thing, but how do you know if your oil is actually holding up? There's only one way to find out what's really happening inside your engine. 6. Truth. Oil analysis tells you exactly what's happening. Used oil analysis is the only way to truly know if your oil change interval is appropriate, if your engine is wearing normally, or if contamination problems exist. For $30 to $40, laboratories will analyze your used oil and provide detailed reports on wear metals, contamination, and remaining oil life. I send oil samples from all my vehicles to Blackstone Labs quarterly. The reports have caught early bearing wear in my truck, copper levels elevated, revealed a coolant leak in my car, glycol detected, and confirmed that my 10,000-mile synthetic intervals are appropriate. Oil still in good condition at that mileage. According to petroleum tribology research published by the Society of Tribologists and Lubrication Engineers, oil analysis detects engine problems an average of 15,000 to 30,000 miles before they cause noticeable symptoms, potentially preventing catastrophic failures through early intervention based on wear metal detection. The analysis process is simple. Drain a small sample into a provided bottle, mail it to the lab, receive detailed results within days. The report tells you exactly what's in your oil, whether change intervals should be longer or shorter, and if any engine problems are developing. Ever tried oil analysis? Share what you discovered in the comments. Did it confirm your intervals or reveal problems you didn't know existed? But oil analysis can't help if your oil was already bad before you poured it in. What happens when synthetic degrades on the shelf is something most drivers never consider. 5. Truth. Cheap oil filters destroy synthetics benefits. Using bargain basement oil filters with premium synthetic oil is like putting cheap tires on a Ferrari. It completely defeats the purpose. Poor filters can't handle synthetics' extended drain intervals and will bypass or collapse, allowing unfiltered oil to circulate and causing accelerated wear. The filtration industry has zero standards for filter quality claims. A $3 filter and a $15 filter can both claim 10,000-mile protection, despite dramatically different construction quality, filter media, and bypass valve pressures. Most cheap filters are designed for 3,000-mile conventional oil service. According to independent filter testing by Project Farm and other consumer analysis organizations, budget filters showed bypass at 40 to 60% of rated pressure, media collapse after 4,000 to 6,000 miles, and filtration efficiency below 70% for particles under 30 microns, inadequate for protecting modern tight-tolerance engines. I cut open filters from multiple brands after extended intervals. Budget filters showed collapsed media, torn gaskets, and visible debris that had passed through. Premium filters, $8 to $12, showed intact media and no bypass even after 10,000 miles. My rule: if you're paying for synthetic, spend the extra $8 for a quality filter. OEM filters or premium brands like Mobil 1, K&N, or Amsoil are engineered for extended service. Saving $5 on a filter that costs you $500 in engine wear is false economy. Premium filters protect your engine, but they can't stop what I'm about to reveal. This next truth is why I started bringing my own oil to shops. 4. Truth. Most shops don't actually use the oil they charge for. Some quick lube chains have been caught substituting cheaper oil than advertised. This isn't every shop. Most mechanics are honest, but it happens enough to warrant caution. How to protect yourself. Bring your own oil and filter, then pay for installation only. Ask to see the oil container before service starts, or use dealerships for warranty-covered changes where documentation matters. In 2019, a California consumer group tested 15 quick lube locations and found 3 were using conventional oil while billing for synthetic. I caught a chain shop red-handed when I brought my own oil and filter but paid for installation. The technician tried arguing that they couldn't use customer-supplied materials until I pointed out that proved they intended to charge me for products I wouldn't actually receive. Oil substitution costs you money, but this next mistake destroys your engine even with the right oil. I've seen $8,000 engines ruined by people who thought synthetic was magic. Third truth, synthetic doesn't prevent poor maintenance damage. Synthetic oil can't overcome neglect. If you ignore oil levels, never check for leaks, or extend changes beyond reasonable limits, synthetic won't save your engine. It's better than conventional in every measurable way, but it's not magic that eliminates the need for basic maintenance. According to warranty claim analysis by major automakers, neglected maintenance causes 67% of premature engine failures, regardless of oil type used. Synthetic oil in engines that were never checked for proper levels or changed at appropriate intervals showed wear patterns identical to conventional oil neglect. I've seen people destroy engines running premium synthetic because they never checked oil levels and ran 2 quarts low for 5,000 miles. The oil type was irrelevant. Insufficient quantity caused bearing failure that killed the engine. Synthetic is a tool, not a substitute for proper maintenance. Check your oil monthly, watch for leaks, change at appropriate intervals, and use quality filters. Do these basics, and synthetic provides measurable benefits. Ignore them, and you're wasting money on premium oil while destroying your engine through neglect. The most expensive oil in the world can't protect an engine that's running dry. The lesson is simple. Even the best synthetic oil can't save an engine from basic neglect. 2. Truth. DIY synthetic changes cost 70% less than shops. This is the truth that mechanics absolutely hate. Buying quality synthetic and filters yourself and doing the work costs $25 to $35 compared to $80 to $120 at shops. The savings are enormous. The work is simple, and you guarantee you're actually getting the products you pay for. A 5-quart jug of quality full synthetic costs $20 to $28 at major retailers during sales. Premium oil filters cost $8 to $12. Basic tools, oil pan, filter wrench, funnel, cost $30 one time. The math is simple. Every DIY oil change saves $50 to $85 versus shop prices. According to cost analysis by Consumer Reports Automotive Division, DIY oil changes on vehicles requiring 5 quarts of synthetic oil save an average of $430 to $680 annually for drivers who change oil twice yearly compared to dealership service pricing, with payback on tool investment occurring after the first 1 to 2 oil changes. I've changed my own oil for 20 years. The time investment is 20 to 30 minutes per change. The process is straightforward, and the satisfaction of knowing exactly what went into my engine is worth far more than the monetary savings. Learning basic maintenance eliminates dependence on shops for routine services and builds understanding of your vehicle. Start with oil changes. They're the easiest entry point to DIY maintenance and deliver the best return on time invested. DIY saves money today, but this final truth saves thousands over your car's lifetime. It's why my 250,000-mile engine runs like new. 1. Truth. Synthetic oil pays for itself in engine longevity. This is the ultimate truth mechanics won't tell you because it reduces long-term shop revenue. Synthetic oil genuinely extends engine life by 50,000 to 100,000 plus miles through superior wear protection, cleaner operation, and better temperature stability. The upfront cost is higher, but the long-term savings from avoided repairs and extended engine life are enormous. Engines run exclusively on synthetic from new show measurably less wear, fewer deposits, and better compression retention than engines run on conventional oil. The difference becomes dramatic past 150,000 miles, where synthetic maintained engines often run like new, while conventional maintained engines show significant wear. Commercial fleet testing shows engines maintained on synthetic oil can reach 380,000 plus miles before overhaul compared to 240,000 miles with conventional, 60% longer life. That translates to maintenance cost reductions exceeding $8,000 per vehicle. For you, it means your car could outlive 2 engine rebuilds your neighbor will need. My personal vehicles running synthetic have reached 250,000 plus miles with zero internal engine work beyond routine maintenance. Compression stays factory spec, oil consumption remains minimal, and performance feels like engines half their age. Friends running conventional oil on identical vehicles experienced engine rebuilds at 180,000 to 200,000 miles. The cost difference seems significant, $30 per change for synthetic versus $18 for conventional, but over 200,000 miles at 10,000 mile intervals, that's only $240 more spent on oil. If that investment extends engine life by 50,000 miles and prevents one $4,000 rebuild, the return on investment is 1,600%. Synthetic oil is the best value in automotive maintenance when you understand the long game. Mechanics don't want you thinking long-term. They profit from short-term thinking and frequent services that generate maximum revenue. These truths and myths represent the information gap that keeps consumers dependent on shops and confused about oil. The synthetic oil industry thrives on complexity and misinformation that makes simple products seem mysterious and technical. Thanks for watching. Which truth shocked you most? Overpaying for oil changes or falling for costly myths? Share your synthetic oil revelations in the comments. Want more automotive truth shops don't want you to know? Click it on the left. And don't forget to subscribe for more real car advice.